It's a little over 1 week since the beginning of the year, and I'm already failing at the goals that I said that I wanted to pursue. I sit wondering what I need to do in order to just grasp at some semblance of motivation and actually get myself to do something. What if I told you that this feeling is not because you lack motivation, but rather because you do not understand the type of motivation you need to actually get started? See, at a fundamental level, there are all different sources of motivation. Inspiration, identity, pain. The key to using this, however, is to understand what stage of progress you are in. Take a game of Dungeons and Dragons as the example. At the beginning of any journey, players introduce their characters and are given a place to start. They may start in a tavern and are given an opportunity to explain what their character is like. For the metaphor that we're building, this is like when we're setting our goals. We know that our character will eventually want to go out, travel, adventure, and fight these big monsters, but the thing is, we don't know how to start them. Sure, we can go talk to the barkeep and hear the rumors of the town, but it isn't until the monster breaks down the front door that we actually get started. See, like the monster breaking down the wall in the tavern, we need an ignition point to rally us towards action. We can't simply rely on the idea of achieving our goals to motivate us to actually start them. So the question then becomes, how in life do we create this monster that helps us start our combat? And that's when we get into the concept of ignition energy. See, ignition energy is a unique one. Whereas a lot of motivation feels powerful and empowering, this is a different type of energy. It is something that you realize you are burning as you are using it. It is going to have a feeling of this is costing something. See, because sometimes it requires more than nice words and ideas in order to get you to start along the journey that you want to travel down. Initiative requires a monster, an enemy to be fought, and in life we need to create that for ourselves. And some monsters can come from off comments that you heard from one person that they will not remember, but you remember that slide. You can use that to drive you. It can be the competitive nature of trying to beat someone else to the finish line. It can even be a representation of yourself that embodies everything about yourself that you dislike, and you are there to beat them. The key to this is that the drive of your actions doesn't come from joy and happiness. Ignition energy is much more potent when you define an enemy and fight against it. And the problem that many face at this point is that they don't like tapping into those darker thoughts and emotions in order to help motivate them to move forward. And I'll be the first to put my hand up and say, this is not the energy that should define every aspect of your life. But like a good game of Dungeons and Dragons, there is different types of play. There is combat in which you will need this ignition energy. You'll have the enemy in front of you and you'll be attacking them. There's also when you're in the tavern talking to someone and understanding the world through a story that the bard is singing. These moments don't require an enemy. Instead, it's a thought process of what energy am I using and when am I using it effectively. See, because if you rely too much on the ignition energy for everything you do, it's like wielding a double-edged sword. Eventually the enemy is gone and you will start hitting everything else. See, because if everything is a fight, then eventually there is nobody left to fight except yourself. And that is where you start getting into dangerous territory. Burnout, self-hatred, whatever it is. And that is something you do not want to do. So with that in mind, we can start looking at the benefit of having this weapon, having this sword, because when you have these enemies in front of you, you can start carving a line towards where you want to go. If there is the enemy at the top of the hill, you know you need to get up that hill in order to defeat that enemy. And that is the key, having the clarity of where to aim this sword and when to wield it. See, a good battle always has a clear indication of what you need to do. You need to swing your sword at the dragon, you need to shoot your fireball at the collection of goblins. Regardless of the context, there is a clear through line of what you need to do. So in looking at these goals that you have now, in order to properly aim this ignition energy, you need to understand what you are aiming towards. If you still question what you need to do, then you do not understand the enemy. You don't realize that the troll is weak to fire and you need to be using fire-based attacks. So then you start hitting it with a hammer, only for it to start regenerating every single turn you hit it. But here's the beautiful secret. Your brain knows exactly what it needs to do in order to achieve the goals that you have set in front of it. A common example is if you are wanting to get in better shape, then you know that you need to eat better and work out. And then by focusing in on those actions day in, day out, and having consistency of that battle, you will make it to the end of it going, I'm here. I arrived where I wanted to be. But the thing is, when people are in this situation, they know what they want to do. They don't stop and break it down far enough. They go, okay, I want to get in shape, and then they stop there. They don't realize, oh, I need to continue thinking about what the next action that I actually need to take right in this moment is. It's all good and well if you start the campaign knowing that you're going to be fighting the Dragon Lord, but to start off with, you still need to go fight those level 1 goblins. And it is in that triviality of knowing that this is what I need to do next that you can actively take these steps forward that will take you along that journey. Let's take an example of cleaning the house. Sometimes you may look at everything and go, oh God, I need to just clean everything and there's so much I need to do, and then you feel overwhelmed and you don't know what to do. So what if we just focus down on one of the tasks? Let's take vacuuming, for example. Okay, what room are you vacuuming? That is an additional step that most people will go, oh, I'll just vacuum. But no, if you break it down, what room are you vacuuming? If you choose a room, then you go into that room and go, okay, cool. This is the one that I'm going to vacuum. And then to break it down even further, to make it even more trivial, so that you go, oh, why am I not doing this? Simply grab the vacuum and put it in that room. You don't need to vacuum, you don't need to do anything. Grab the vacuum and put it in the room. That small trivial step will help trick your mind into going, okay, cool, I've made the first step. Now I can continue. See, and these trivial steps feel stupid. And that's exactly what we're trying to aim for. They want to be so trivial that it feels stupid not to do them because, well, that's just like a 30-second thing. Whatever, I'll just do that. And that is the key to then continuing the venture forward. See, because when you're there, you've put the vacuum down, you go, oh, well, I'm here already, I may as well turn it on. Oh, well, I've turned it on, I may as well do this little patch. And before you know it, the room has been vacuumed. You've finished the task and you can move on to the next room. See, but here's the secret sauce when making these trivial actions. You must be okay with saying, I have done that thing and I am done for now. If you seriously struggle to do anything more than just grab the vacuum and put it in the room, that is okay. That is where you are starting at right now. Tomorrow, you can then do a small patch and put it back. Keep doing these trivial things over and over. It may take you longer to achieve the goal you want to achieve, but the thing is, you are still making steady progress towards it. And you are allowing yourself to go, here is the simple task that I am doing. It is okay if after I do that simple trivial thing, I stop. But the chances are, you will not stop. You'll go, I'm already here. Your brain will go, well, I may as well continue. See, these small steps prove to yourself that you can do it. And once you're there, you go, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. And the beautiful thing, even in knowing this trick, your brain will still keep getting tricked by it. At this point, you actually have everything you need in order to start your adventure, to figure out what that goal is and start the quest towards it. So what is it that you need to do next in order to achieve the goal that you set? But if you still feel lost at this stage, there is a link in the description below that you can sign up to called the 2-week tutorial. This is a series of 14 free emails that I'll send to you daily for the next 2 weeks. And these emails go through the concept of how to gamify your life, turn your life into a game and use that to motivate yourself more and more. Each email focuses on a new lesson that you can implement that very day alongside a quest that you need to get done before the next day. By the end of the 2 weeks, you have finished the tutorial and you've already made progress towards the goals that you want to achieve. So again, if that sounds of interest to you, there is a free link in the description below that you can check out and hopefully it will help you like it's helped many others. After all of that, if you're still feeling like you don't understand how to tap into that darker side and use that as a motivation to keep you going forward, click this video right here where I'll go into more details of how you can start delving into that darker side, that Sith side, and use it to your own benefit in your life to achieve the things you want to achieve.